Yo, what's going on, everybody? Quancredible here to bring you the review for Black Clover Chapter 212. And 212, this is actually it. We're actually done. This is the climax. We probably have like two or three more chapters after this just to like wrap up the Shadow Palace arc. But yeah, aside from that, the chapter picks up literally right where we last left off with Asta finishing off the devil with his newly acquired gigantic Dark Divider sword. Then the devil's like, "It's impossible. How could this be?" Right here in the beginning, it flashes to where Asta's devil and the current devil that we were fighting against, that we never got a name for, they're having like a conversation. Like, I don't know if this is happening inside the devil's head or if the devils have some way to like talk to each other. And the really interesting thing here is that the devil that they're fighting against doesn't even know who he is. He's asked, "Who is he?" Like, he doesn't even know who Asta's devil is. He says, "There's no reason for you to know. No matter how strong you were, you still lost and you'll disappear." So with that right there, what Asta's devil said, the one that we were fighting is, he's gone. He disappeared. I don't think we'll be seeing him again, just because of how that even went down. It just seems really strange to me because it almost seems like Asta's one. He definitely knows a lot more than he's letting on, and he definitely has tons of secrets that I wish would have gotten revealed. Like, of course, everyone wanted these two to like interact with each other, but I was really hoping we get some more information out of it. Anyway, after that, everybody like has their flashbacks and is like thanking Asta and for finishing this off for us. Yami and Charla have a newfound respect for each other. Like, they actually introduce each other and give them their names, which I think was a cool little bonding moment. I don't know if Charla's gonna stick around. I kind of don't want to, but anyway, after that, the demon's magic that he unleashed on the world isn't going anywhere, which makes sense because he said that that magic literally will just keep spreading and trying to take control of everything. So it presents this really pressing matter that this magic from the other world is going to swallow up everything. All the while, Lumiere's his statue body is at its limit, and then one of the magic stones like kind of falls out of his eye, and then that's when the light kind of disappears, or not kind of, it vanishes altogether. And then it was at that moment that I guess Valtos and Rades more or less show why Tabata put them in the Shadow Palace at all, because Valtos is the one that like saves everyone. He more or less wants to atone for his sins, as he said, because he followed a villain, and he was one of the few members of the Third Eye of Midnight Sun that really thought he was doing the right thing. Like, he really thought that this was the correct path, and he was wrong. And he's like willing to admit to that. Unlike Rades, who's kind of just like, "I never did anything wrong in the first place." Rades is still kind of a jerk. I like him, but he's still kind of a jerk. But yeah, with that, we get to see Asta and Noel reunite, which is nice because we haven't had any interaction between those two in such a long time. After that, Partry remarks that there are still some things he must take care of, and it shows a flash of William. Now, anybody who's been to my channel like knows that I'm a big fan of William, and I feel like Partridge, before he even thinks about William, there's like so many other things he should be worried about before William. Like, granted, this is really important, but the fact that he killed Julius essentially for no reason is like a big issue that I think he needs to think about. All the people that he sacrificed for the Third Eye of Midnight Sun, like the bodies he sacrificed for the initial Raya, Veto, and Fauna, all the cult members that he gathered and sacrificed off, all the people he led astray, like Valtos, Rades, and Sally. Like, there's so many things on top of William that he should be flashing back to right now. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand he didn't know what was going on, but at the same time, there's a lot of other things to think about besides William. Now, on the topic of William, I don't know exactly what he can do to bring William back, just because William is, like, for what we know, permanently asleep inside of him, or more or less permanently asleep inside of him. So I don't know, is he going to try to get William to be the one to take over now, or if these guys are somehow, or if like the elves are somehow going to get their own bodies, and then William's going to have his body back. I don't know. I really hope that in these next couple chapters we get to see what goes on with that. But yeah, moving on. Yami being able to sense Ki, sensed Gildray nearby, and uses him to escape. Gildray's permeation magic only makes him able to pass through magic. The fact that Yami has a sword and Ki kind of makes it to where Gildray could not get away from Yami, even if he wanted to. So Yami grabs him, makes him make him and Charlotte transparent, or permeable, and they just meet up with everyone else. Which the Wizard King is excited that there's lots of different magic, and then they're all just gonna get out. Seems kind of like all's well that ends well on this, but again, like I was saying earlier, there's still lots of other problems that need to be wrapped up in these next couple chapters for this arc to really be completed, such as all the stuff I said with William and Partry, as well as like what's going to happen to the elves. Like they stole all these bodies from people, so I don't know if they're going to be able to get their own bodies or if the humans are just going to lose theirs in its entirety. Now, one theory that I kind of have for that is that, all right, Valtos is kind of seeking his redemption through saving everyone. Just stay with me for a second. This is going somewhere. Sally more or less seeked her redemption from like helping out the Black Bulls. But Rades hasn't really done anything. He's been around, but he hasn't done anything. And since he can manipulate souls, I'm thinking, what if he like gets the souls of the elves and like puts them in like zombie bodies? Or what if he like puts them somewhere else? Like he can manipulate souls, so I guess it's not that far off. That's just like a crazy theory I had. Who knows if that'll happen or not. But anyway, the what to do with the elves and the people's bodies is very important, as well as what's going to happen to Partry and with wrapping up with Julius. Like no one knows yet except for literally Asta, Yami, and Partry. Those are the only people that know Julius is dead. I mean, there might be some people who are assuming he's dead since they're not seeing him during this disaster, but yeah, we need to let everybody know or something. I really hope they don't bring him back to life just because I'm not a big fan of the whole revival thing, especially when it was an emotional death that like made characters grow. So hopefully Tabata has a good way of dealing with this, and we're presented with like maybe the next arc could be like finding another Wizard King or just selecting one out of the current people that we have. All in all, the Shadow Palace arc was great. The Elf arc was great. It was a setup from super early. I'm really excited to see what the next arc is going to be, as well as how this is all going to wrap up. Let me know how you guys felt about this. Do you feel like it's a fitting wrap up? How do you guys think things are going to wrap up with the elves and their bodies? Or how do you think people are going to take Julius's death? Who do you think the next Wizard King is? There's so many questions, so many things still left to be discovered. Let me know what you guys are feeling in the comment section below. I'm Quancredible, and I will catch you guys in my next video.